everyone, Assalamualaikum and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So after so many days, I'm actually doing a first impression slash review kind of video, which I haven't done in a while. Like, I was just doing tutorials, but here I am today doing this first impression for you guys. And I guess by the title and also by the look, you guys can already tell what it is about. It is about some new eyeshadows, and that is from none other than Kaleidos Makeup. They actually recently sent out, like this week, they actually sent out this package, and I just received it and I couldn't wait to play with this one. That's why you are actually seeing this video, because the eyeshadows were so like colorful. They were calling my name that I had to use it immediately. So it came in a box like this, and inside the box we have the Kaleidos Futurism 4 VR Neon palette and also the Kaleidos Futurism 5 Electro Turquoise palette. So Kaleidos Makeup is actually an indie brand based out of China, and they are actually a cruelty-free brand, and they also have like their other Futurism eyeshadow palettes, and they are also kind of releasing some new brushes. I guess I just saw it in their Instagram today, and these two palettes, the Futurism 4 and 5 palette, these are actually limited edition palettes, and I am super impressed with their eyeshadow qualities, because the other three palettes, they're amazing, they're top notch, they can be compared to any high-end eyeshadows, and this individual eyeshadow palettes actually cost $24 each. So you guys can find them in their website. I will be giving all the details in the description box below, so make sure you guys check that out. And this video is in no way sponsored. They just sent me out this eyeshadows as a gift to try them out, but I am just so blown away by their quality. That's why I'm making this video, and probably they don't even know about this one. So in this video, I'm going to be swatching the eyeshadows for you guys so that you guys can see how they swatch. Plus, I have also done this eye look using those eyeshadow palettes. I actually used both of them today, and I'll be also adding the clip where I like do my eye makeup, so you guys will get to see the eye makeup. And if you guys want to see the base makeup, then you can watch any of my video, because I always do my base makeup kind of in the same manner, so you guys can check out any of the other tutorials. But for the eye makeup, I'll be adding that later on. But let's see the eyeshadow palettes. They are super amazing. So let's look at the palette. This is the Futurism 4 VR Neon palette, and this is the Kaleidos Futurism 5 Electro Turquoise palette. So these are limited editions, and their packaging is a little bit different from their other ones too. This one, the VR Neon palette, it got a texture like kind of like soft matte texture on it, and this one, it's quite slippery, and I don't know if you guys can notice it or not, but it's got a holographic like filter on it. When you shift the palette, you guys can see it like transform color with the lighting. So the palette quality feels amazing. They're very sleek, and I love it because they are also very travel friendly. You can just put it in your bag and go on wherever you want to go, because nowadays I feel like that everyone is coming up with such big palettes, which is just total waste of space in my opinion, because who actually can take such a big palette while they are traveling, right? You know, there is always like space congestion going on when you're traveling, so it's really handy when companies actually come out with such small and sleek palettes. So I'm just going to be zooming in you guys a little bit more so that you guys can see how the eyeshadow palettes look, plus how they swatch. So this is the VR Neon palette, and I'm just blown away by this one because this is just so colorful, and it's just like it's made for me, right? Because I love colorful eyeshadows, and they are just so damn pigmented. Like this red one right here, it is just out of this world. I don't think I have any red eyeshadow like this one in any of my palettes. Like, it's just straight up red. I don't know if the camera is picking the color correctly, but it is pure red. And it also comes with a film of the names. I really like knowing the names of my eyeshadows, but I actually don't like when they come with like flimsy names like this, because you know, you kind of lose these very easily. I would have loved it if the palettes actually had the name on like the bottom of the eyeshadows, it would have been great, or even on the back. So that's just a thing that I wanted, but nonetheless it's okay. And let's see the eyeshadows. It got two shimmer kind of like duochrome finishes, and there are these 4 beautiful matte shades which are like so pigmented. And this one is sort of like an orangish color, and this one is magenta pink color, and this one is the red, and this one is the orange, and this is a very neonish green, and this is a yellow. And you guys can see the yellow actually works really nicely. Yellow is something, if any palettes contains a yellow eyeshadow and it is good, then the other eyeshadows definitely will be good too. So this one is definitely good. So I'll be just swatching it for you guys on my hand, and you guys also can see how they perform on my eyes later on this video while I'm doing the eye makeup. So let's see the swatches. So the first shade is Hologram, and this is described as an electric orange sparkling duochrome eyeshadow with finely pixelated golden iridescent. And I think you guys can see how beautiful this one is. It's just so sparkly. Then we have Easter Egg, and this is a sparkling magenta duochrome with like a dash of violet iridescent hidden inside. And you guys can clearly see how amazing this one is. It's like they are very neonish. They're so amazing. They're so soft, buttery smooth, and you just need to do like one side and you're good to go. Then we have the red shade, and that is called Game Over. This is a drop dead gorgeous red vermilion shade, and it's just super soft and buttery. Like, if you could touch the palette right now or the eyeshadows right now, you guys can feel it. Like, it's just so good. It's so soft, buttery, and such creamy texture. Getting such vermilion red shade is super impossible for like cruelty-free brands, but they just nailed it. And if you guys could touch the eyeshadows right now, you guys could feel it. It's just so soft and silky matte in texture that I believe it's just a dream come true to have such a red shade in my collection. Then we have the neon orange shade, and this is Boss. So you guys can see how pigmented this one is. Then we have Level Up, which is a matte yellow neon shade. Then we have Glitch, which is a lime green matte shade, and this is also very neonish. And when I swatch the eyeshadows, you can see there is a tad bit of like a little bit of kickback, but it's not something drastic, and they are actually super soft and super pigmented. So I don't mind having a little bit of like fallout with my eyeshadows because I know they are going to be serving me quite good. So these were the shades from the VR Neon palette. Then we have the Futurism 5 Electro Turquoise palette, and this one is just amazing. These palettes are literally making me sing with happiness because they're just so good. Just look at this color story and tell me that you are not like drooling over this one, because it's just so pretty, and the color story is very different from all the other palettes available in the market, because everyone is kind of coming out with the same color scheme palettes, and it's just like so similar with all the other brands. But Kaleidos is definitely nailing their eyeshadow palettes with the color story. I absolutely freaking love them. So let's just swatch this palette so that you guys can see how they work out. And this palette also got 4 beautiful super soft matte creamy shades, and then we also have these 2 very shimmery and duochrome eyeshadow right here. So 2 shimmery eyeshadows and 4 super matte blendable eyeshadows. So this is the first shade, and this is called Wired. It's a very cool tone brown type of shade. Then we have Digi-teal, as in digital. So this is the teal shade. This is super soft and it's very pigmented, as you guys can see, and I love teal eyeshadows, so this is just something that I die for. This is super amazing. Then we have Torn. So Torn is actually a sparkling aqua shade. Sorry for the bad swatch, but this is a sparkling aqua blue duochrome infused with golden and green iridescent. As you guys can see, you can pack it for like a intense pigmented look, or you can also just blend it so that you have kind of like a diffused sparkling effect going on. And this one is actually called a sparkling duochrome with a wet finish. This is not just any simple duochrome in their wording, so you guys can see. So if you look closely when I move my hand, you guys can definitely see the beautiful duochrome shift on this shade. This is just absolutely gorgeous today, and I'm also wearing this one in my eyes today. Then we have Voltaic, which is a neon tangerine matte shade. This one is super beautiful too. I'm just so in love with neons this season. Like this year, neon is taking over. Then we have this cyan blue matte shade, and can you guys see how just heavily pigmented this one is? Because this sort of shade actually does not give this sort of like coverage when they are applied. They kind of sort of lose their pigmentation when they apply. But I just loved how beautifully this one is just in one swipe, and you can also build it up if you want to. So this is a cyan blue. Lastly, we have Shockwave. So this can be used as a topper, but then again you can pack it heavily as like a shade, and then you can also use it. But this one is described as a wet eyeshadow. The finish is very wet looking, so if you just simply apply it on your eyes, it will look super beautiful. And if you want sort of like a little bit more of pigmentation from this shade, then you can also use this one wet. So these were the swatches of the palette, and I also love how they have this slim sleek mirror with the palette, so it is very convenient whenever you're on the go and you can just look at your eye makeup. You can also use this palette while you're doing your eye makeup, so it is very convenient in my opinion. And I also noticed another thing. I don't know if anyone else actually noticed this thing with the palettes, but I was actually doing my eye makeup, so I had it very close to my eyes, and I sort of smelled the eyeshadows. And I've seen that these shimmer eyeshadows, especially the wet eyeshadows, they actually kind of smell like lime leaves. So that is very different for me, because I never actually had this sort of smell in any of my eyeshadows. So it is something very unique. They kind of like smell lemony. And it is same with the VR Neon palette too. I also do have the other 3 eyeshadow palettes, so just let me know if you guys would love to see a review video of those 2, because I haven't actually done any swatch video of those. I have used them while doing makeup tutorials, but these palettes, they're just so good. It's so amazing. I will highly recommend this one to you guys, and do check them out because their color story is just so unique. Even with the other 3 eyeshadow palettes up there, they're just so unique with the color story, because every other palette in the market right now seems just the same to me. There's just like slightly changes made, and they're all kind of the same. Plus I actually want to show you guys this turquoise shade which I have right here. I just want to compare a few more turquoise like sparkling shade like this, because I am like fan of this kind of shade. And recently I also got another high-end palette which was from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it was their Review palette, and I love a good teal eyeshadow. Honestly speaking, I can never get bored of wearing teal eyeshadows. So I was actually kind of disappointed with the shade from the Riviera palette, because it was kind of a little bit dull for like a $45 palette. It didn't match my expectations, so I just want to show you guys those shades side by side, because this Kaleidos Makeup eyeshadow palettes are easily comparable to any high-end eyeshadow palette out there in the market, and they're just so good, even better, because the mattes of these palettes are just like something I have never experienced before. So you guys really need to try these palettes out, because the mattes are super beautiful and they're so soft and smooth, so easily blendable. You guys need to try this one out. I have never experienced such soft, smooth eyeshadow in my life, when it comes to matte shades or also when it comes to like shimmery shades of this sort. So I'll be just swatching those two eyeshadows together, and let me know if you guys also want any review of the Anastasia Riviera palette, because I have it, but honestly speaking I haven't been reaching for it that much, because I feel there is something missing with the palette, like the pigmentation, the coloring. It's just a little bit dull for my liking. They're colorful, but I don't know why they're like catering to the dull side, because I have seen colorful eyeshadows and they don't match up to my expectations. So let me just show you the swatch. So just notice the tone shade from the Kaleidos palette and the Seychelles shade from the Riviera palette. The Riviera one actually totally lacks luster, and just look at this one. It's just so sparkly and so like different from the Seychelles one. It just looks dull in compared to the Torn eyeshadow. Just look how dull this color is. It's a turquoise, but it is very dull in my opinion. It lacks the luster that it needed. So I just don't know what happened with this palette. I kind of overall feel that this palette was like very lacking in luster. So let's see the swatches together. And this is Torn from the Kaleidos Makeup palette. Just look at the difference. My goodness, just look how different they are. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills one, and this is the Kaleidos one. Obviously they're a little bit different in color, but they're both teal shades. But the Anastasia one totally lacks the luster that I love in this one. Like, this is worth every penny. This is worth every penny. Honestly guys, you guys need to try this one out. And now if you guys want to see how I did this eye look, then let's move on with the eye makeup tutorial. I'm starting with the Kaleidos VR Neon palette, and from this one I'm going to be picking up this yellow shade, which is Level Up, and I'm going to be using this one as my transition color. For lashes, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty eyelashes in this style Farah. For the lower lash line, again I'm taking the VR Neon palette, and from this one I'm taking the shade Game Over, and I'm going to be applying this one close to my lash line, and then on top of it I'm going to be packing on the shade Easter Egg, and later I'm just slightly going to be blending it out with the orange color, which is Moss. Can you just see how pigmented the red color is? It is really hard to make a red color, but this one is super duper amazing. Now applying the Easter egg shade on top of the red one. And now just slightly blending it out with the shade Boss. So I've just applied a little bit of kajal in my waterline and a little bit of mascara in my lower lash line. And this is the final eye look. So this is the eye look that I did today with these two palettes, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this review slash first impression video of this Kaleidos Makeup eyeshadow palettes. They're so good. I highly recommend it to you guys, and definitely do check out them in their website. I'll be giving the link in the description box below, and let me know if you guys want to see the other palettes from their line too. So these are limited editions, so if you guys want to get your hands on this, then I would suggest you getting them as soon as possible, because they will go out. They will not be in their permanent collection. But the other three palettes, I guess they are in their permanent collection. You guys can buy it anytime. Definitely let me know if you guys want to see the other three palettes swatch too. And I'll be giving all the details in the description box below. And if you're not actually subscribed into my YouTube channel, then please do subscribe. And if you like this video, then make sure to give this one a big thumbs up. And also don't forget to hit the bell button, because if you don't hit the bell button, you won't be notified when I upload a new video. Plus, if you are not following me on Instagram, make sure you guys do follow me in my Instagram. Plus, do also follow me in my Facebook page. And I'll be catching you guys again in my next video. Till then, you guys take care. Bye-bye.